So we are finally starting to enter the summer movie season, and with the summer movie season comes a lot of really exciting films. So here are my top 5 most anticipated movies for this month of May. Starting off with number 5. Directed by Michael Showalter, who did the Big Sick and Eyes of Tammy Faye, starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gazeltine? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Anywho, it is about Anne Hathaway, who is this like 40-year-old mom starting a relationship with this 24-year-old lead singer in a band who's essentially like Harry Styles, but not actually Harry Styles. And yeah, like this just looks to be a really interesting film. It got a lot of buzz out of Sundance. I don't mind a good romance. As a matter of fact, I welcome a good romance. Directed by David Leitch, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. This is Gosling's follow-up to Barbie and Blunt's follow-up to Oppenheimer. So this is like a really like potentially massive film for the two of them and could be really successful, or maybe it won't be too successful. Either way, it looks to be an absolute blast. It's directed by David Leitch, so you know the action's gonna be good, you know the comedy's gonna be good. Again, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Those are some very just trusted comedic type of actors, especially Gosling. You know, he really just seems to be channeling his energy for this film, and it's honestly the perfect follow-up to Barbie for him, in my opinion. I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna see this in a few days. And yeah, I mean, it's not a super complex looking film, but that's okay. It's gonna be a great time. This is a very long title and is the follow-up to the Matt Reeves, Andy Serkis, Planet of the Apes trilogy that we had about 10 years ago, which was a phenomenal trilogy. I just watched Dawn and War the past week. I've seen Rise a bunch of times. Such a good trilogy. So this movie has a lot to live up to, and that's why it's not higher on my list, because it's not directed by Matt Reeves. It's not starring Andy Serkis. It's directed by Wes Ball, the guy who did the Maze Runner movies. And I don't know about you, but I don't think the Maze Runner movies were all too good. Of course, I am willing to give Ball another chance. I have very high hopes for this film, and I think it could be excellent. The trailers have all been absolute knockouts. It looks like an amazing film and totally up my alley. But I just don't want to get my hopes too high for this film and put it higher than number 3. But at the end of the day, like, it's a Planet of the Apes movie, and it looks like it'll at least be solid. But I think that this movie could be great, and I'm really excited just to get to see this film and experience it, hopefully in IMAX. Is Jane Schoenbrun's follow-up to We're All Going to the World's Fair. I'm not the biggest fan of that film, but I still found it to be really inventive, and this film has a much bigger budget. It stars Justice Smith and Bridget Lundy Payne, who was a star in Atypical, a show that I used to be a really big fan of growing up, and I'm really excited to see her transition to being a film actor, you know, and this got a lot of buzz out of Sundance. I heard some amazing things, and with a studio like A24 attached, again, a director like Jane Schoenbrun, some people have even thrown Oscars out there for this film. I can't see it, but the trailer looks amazing. The music is supposed to be amazing. There's like an album that was made for this film. I just don't know where this movie seems to be going wrong. You know, the plot is really interesting. You should look on Letterboxd, read the plot. Like, this is gonna be such a good time, I hope, and I'm so excited to get the chance to see this. With all that out of the way, my number 1 is, of course, this movie just looks to be such a blast. I watched Mad Max Fury Road a couple of days ago, and that film is incredible. If this film just channels a fraction of that, which it looks to be doing, I will be more than satisfied. Anya Taylor-Joy is an actor who I've really enjoyed throughout her career, and she stars in this alongside Chris Hemsworth, who I've never really watched outside of Marvel, so I'm really excited to see him in this film. It looks like he's just chewing up the scenery here, and I can't wait to see that. You know, George Miller is George Miller. He is a master at action, and I cannot wait to see what he does with this film. And that's really all I got. You don't need that many reasons to be excited for a film like Furiosa, at least in my opinion. But anyways, with that all being said, what about all of you? What did you think of my ranking? What are your most anticipated films for this upcoming month? Please let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, feel free to like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.